Father, Son, and House of Gucci.
Hello, darlings, and welcome to Kill James Brunch. It's your Auntie Alice, joined, as ever, by Auntie Abigail and Devon.
Hello.
Hey.
I'm doing this voice because it's become necessary to talk about camp, and it doesn't get much camper than House of Gucci. I picked this as a fun, easy watch, and then I became, again, for the second time in my life, obsessed with this film, and I'm going to inflict that on my colleagues over the course of an hour and change.
I mean, I thought it was just going to be like a bit of an odd choice, like a bit of a popcorn watch for us. But there's actually quite a bit to say, actually, and I think it is interesting.
Yeah, I made you read notes on camp before we recorded this.
Yeah.
Which, sort of like, you are getting a film studies like course credit for being on this podcast.
Oh, great.
And you too, the listener.
I have not read notes on camp, and I woke up
For fuck's
7
sake.
minutes ago. So,
Yeah, we are recording this at 10 a.m. on a Sunday, so...
to be clear,
Yeah, it's sort of like, it's drive time Kill James Bond. We have the big coffee mugs.
normally I'd
sort
be
of like
awake
morning
before
zoo.
10. Today was a bad one.
Well, I mean, we've all turned up to the podcast in character. So Dev woke up 7 minutes ago. Alice, I assume, has been up since 3 a.m. And I woke
actually
up
since
at,
1.
Since 1 a.m., excuse me. I woke up at 7:30 on the dot Sunday morning and made a delicious smoked fish and poached eggs brunch before I came on the show. So we're all very in character.
You motherfucker.
Yes,
I wore a
yes,
cute
very
little
much.
apron and everything.
Oh, that's so sweet.
I've been learning how to poach eggs. I'm getting
I
good at it.
didn't mean to get up at 1 a.m., but I had Twinks to message, and then I got distracted talking to the Twinks. So,
Yeah,
it happens.
I've got some twinks on a message too.
Yeah, but House of Gucci, we got to get back on topic here. House of Gucci it's a Ridley Scott movie, and I don't think Ridley Scott made the movie he intended to make. And as a little like working definition to start with for camp, I would say that camp is this sort of combination of extreme seriousness and intention that sort of largely misses the mark. And is like very aesthetic and very ironic, sometimes unintentionally, and that's what House of Gucci is. Because Ridley Scott, he's made good films.
Oh, yeah.
This is not a good film.
The
He's
Martian.
made some movies.
Yeah,
Yeah, he made
this
The
is
Martian.
this is also that, but he made Black Hawk Down. Third Ridley Scott movie.
Others?
Yeah, he's definitely
Alien?
made some. Alien, he did. Blade Runner, like all of these.
Oh, yeah.
Thelma and Louise are from the 1990s. I don't know.
What fucking happens in this movie? I don't have a good.
What do you mean?
Guide.
Here's the problem. All of my notes for the first, because I watched this in a very casual manner as well. So all of my
Yes,
notes
me
for
too,
the first
me too.
half are just me. I've written "Get out of there, Adam Driver" 4 or 5 times, but I've written "Get that
All right.
bag, Lady Gaga" twice. So it's hard to know what my stance is.
This is a story about a dude who does absolutely nothing wrong apart from one time when it totally comes out of nowhere because the script doesn't want you to like him in that scene. Other than
That's
that,
kind of
I'm
true.
completely on his
That's right.
side.
Oh, he's
But
correct.
it's
largely.
also
Yeah.
what it also is a $75 million Gucci commercial, and
That's
so
right.
we start with a
But
long
no, I'm
shot
sorry,
of
right,
a man
before we even
dressed.
do that, because the Gucci family fucking hated this movie.
Yes,
they released
but-
a statement
but
being like, we
crucially-
suck, like, fuck you, like...
Crucially, though, the Gucci family now has nothing to do with the brand Gucci, and
Yes,
this
yes,
is
in
the
fact, this
story
is
of
why.
how it got that way. So we begin with a long shot of a, like sort of toe up to head shot of a guy dressed entirely in Gucci, Gucci loafers, Gucci belt, Gucci rings, Gucci watch. And then you see it's Adam Driver wearing the most fucked up pair of glasses you've ever seen in your life.
Oh yeah.
He looks fucking great, to be fair. Like,
He does, but they work hard to try and make him look nerdy, and it's mostly the glasses. It's this huge pair of like aviator frames that cover most of his face.
oh, the real Maurizio Gucci did really well, though. It's like I've looked up pictures of him. He does actually look quite a bit like Adam Driver, so it's a good bit of casting,
Yeah.
actually.
But it's definitely it's Adam Driver under there. You can tell
Oh, yeah.
by the fact that it's Adam Driver's face. And he like gets up, gets on his bike very elegantly, very Italianly, and cycles home. And we cut back to 1978, where in Milan there is Lady Gaga.
Oh no, I'm sorry, we've missed out something very important.
Oh, for fuck's sake, have we?
Yes, which is the opening monologue. The opening voiceover as Maurizio Gucci is sipping his nice little Italian coffee. We get a little voiceover from Lady Gaga about, like, you know, Gucci, it's a name that's synonymous with luxury. You walk past the store, you want to be a part of it, you want to buy it. You hope that someday you'll save up enough money to buy the second cheapest thing in there, but you never will. It's a very important like statement about the nature of luxury fashion and aspiration, that this thing exists in order to be an unattainable ideal, and that you're not really supposed to strive for it.
I really like that line, the second cheapest thing in the store. I think that's actually very closely observed in what is, for the most part, not a good script. But so, in 1978, Lady Gaga is working in her father's sort of like down-at-heel trucking company, but she's very sexy. That's the first thing this movie wants you to know. She gets out of a car, she's wearing like a very tight dress. Every single dude is like sort of like hovering in the air by their nostrils.
That's right.
And she is enjoying this. Crucially, we are shown that she is kind of wiggling her hips. She's waving to the men at the construction company. She's enjoying this attention.
Boys.
All the way we say Lady Gaga. She's not. She's playing Patrizia Reggiani. She's not actually. Yeah, Lady Gaga.
Lady
that would be
Gaga.
very funny if Lady Gaga was there. Also,
the other thing to note,
she looks exactly like Phoebe.
She does. She legitimately. I had two thoughts in my mind when I saw her for the first time. I was like, oh wow, she looks really good. And also, is that Phoebe? Is that Phoebe Roy from
Masters of I don't know.
2000 Posts?
Yeah.
Finally.
Yes,
Total spits.
But the thing
Pure
about
spits is crazy.
Phoebe Roy is that she also has a dreadful Italian accent. Famously.
That's true. A lot of my work on 10K is trying to avoid it. Like, I'm cutting around it quite
you put
often.
it through like a de-Italianification filter.
Yeah, Isotope Elements has that now. It's great. It's
Actually, you just turn up German and it has the same effect.
Yeah.
it's like a minus blue filter. Yeah, it's good.
The thing that's really funny is in the sort of like press tour before this movie came out, Lady Gaga said, "Oh, I was in character for a year and a half. I was doing the accent for 9 months. I went to like 5 different dialect coaches. You can hear all of the like wrinkles of the accent. And then you listen to the accent and it's like, hey, I cook at the pizza.
She's like, Mamma Mia, I wanted to marry them. Mr.
Mamma
Gucci."
mia, I'm a sexy woman.
It's like,
It's just actor shit. Like, I know actors who stay in accent the whole time they're in country. Like, that's a real thing that happens.
You
when
say
I
that.
worked
Also-
on Django, I didn't hear Nicholas Pinnock's real voice until a year later when I had dinner with him in London.
He kept doing that Italian accent.
you say that, but like Lady Gaga had the Austin Butler thing. Like, she just can't stop doing that accent now. It's stuck. It's a shame.
She
It's a
had
shame.
the
sounds
Harold
like that.
Sakata thing. She trained for 18 months to speak like this. The other thing that
Sort
she
of a
said about this that I really like, I really want to highlight,
Sakata.
because it's a perfectly camp thing to say, is she said, I can't do the accent with blonde hair. I had to
So
dye my
good.
hair and I had to have the wig on in order to speak Italian.
Again, this is normal actors. Like, sometimes you can't do the
I
character until
believe
you
her.
get in the shoes.
I
Like,
believe her
yeah.
entirely. Yeah.
This is
completely believe
normal
her.
to me. Like,
Because in
I should
my D&D
say-
shit, there was a character that when I was voicing them, I had to like lean right down in order to get the voice right. I completely believe this, 100%.
Yeah, it's your brunching voice.
That's right.
I do too.
Darling.
And the other thing I should say, to be clear about this, is everything that I'm going to say about this film comes from a place of deep affection. This is a movie that is not good, but which I highly recommend you watch if you have 3 hours spare, which is how long it takes, because it's a poorly paced movie.
Oh, we'll get into
so-
that, yeah.
Patricia like covers up for her father. We notice one thing, first of all, is that she signs his checks because he can't be asked to do it. But she gets invited to a party, goes to this party, and it's like, because it's it's 1978, so it's like very sort of like strobe lights and disco, but it's like a masked costume ball.
Mhm.
And we get a few shots of her dancing. She goes to the bar. Behind the bar, it's Adam Driver wearing the glasses again, and he has anxiety.
He does.
Because him being behind the bar, she assumes he's a bartender and asks him for a drink, and he's like, I don't work here, I'm just hiding here from people. It's very funny. He like, because Adam Driver's a great actor, so he sells that kind of like awkwardness quite well. Yeah, and so he makes her a drink and they get talking, and he says that she looks like Elizabeth Taylor, which She does. She looks fucking great.
Again, there is a crucial detail here, which is that she thinks he's a bartender. She is not at all bothered by him. She is not like, doesn't care about him until she says, "What's your name?" And he says, "Maurizio." And she's Maurizio what? He goes, "Maurizio Gucci."
That's quite enough of that. If you want to listen to the rest of this episode of Kill James Bond, and bloody trust me, you definitely do. You need to head on over to Kill James Bond's Patreon, patreon.com/killjamesbond, all one word, and sign up for just £5 a month. That's like nothing. £5 will barely get you a Tesco meal deal now. That's so little money. But the content. All right, I'll see you there. Mwah.